Thugs Bugs. Appreciate you. Thugs Bugs. This might be too aggressive, but at some point needs to happen. Let's see, this may be too dramatic. Might want to tone it down a bit. Let's see. We'll get the gold highlights in there, but you kind of still want to stick to the shape. And your best option is to go in the middle, not like super dark or super bright. Not yet. There's still a lot of areas that are not. Kind of like finalized or shaped. You also pick your spots too. Everywhere doesn't, get your brush right. I think we're going to put some little eyes in there too. Ready for this little addition? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Really was not expecting this painting to carry this far, go this long. It's all good. Kind of had to really, I'm already prepping my next panel because this painting generated a lot of ideas for me. So I can't complain. A lot though. So I'm really excited to move on, but this piece is really needs some nurturing. And so I'm just trying to balance all that in my head. Because I'm like, part of me is ready to move on and do some new ideas. And because I got a lot of them, I had to write a bunch down this morning. I have a book and notes on my phone, and I have physical little books, little diaries full of ideas. You know, a lot of them, the ideas never make it to life, but sometimes they come into play yes, I'm going to say it years later. And sometimes there's reoccurring concepts and stuff, but they just need to be written down so I don't forget. Or it just really helps me. Even when you write down an idea, by the time you're writing, even if it's a couple sentences or a sentence, you'll feel the power of that idea right away. Like even by the time you're done finish writing it out, you're like, this is stupid. But you might write it out and be like, yes, you got something. So that's kind of step one with ideas, is like if you have an idea, it has to at least be good enough to write it down. Right? If you're not even willing to write down your idea, especially as you get older, you're going to forget it, but that means it's not that good. The idea is not that good. You're not even willing to write it down. You're not even willing to like start the process. Now, ideas are fun too, so it's not all business. You could just play with ideas in your head for an hour and just go, okay, I'm good. I'm not saying the idea even has to be good. The idea can be fun. But just to actually bringing ideas to life and like, hey, I'm going to spend 3 days on something, you better make sure you're able to write it down. And then when you're creating something, more ideas are going to come from that. So one of the benefits of painting something like this is it generates more ideas. Which is really cool. But then as you continue to paint this piece in question, I start getting antsy and I want to abandon it. So I had to take some like deep breaths, had to like meditate in a cave and really make sure I go, okay, man, you need to finish this piece. You need to give it the attention it needs and deserves. That is a must. It's mandatory. I'm not gonna. I abandon a couple paintings every year. There's a couple pieces that I'll work on for like, I don't know, maybe a few hours, even like lengthy, maybe even days. There's every year there'll be a couple pieces, like a handful, that just don't see the light of day. That doesn't really, it's not really that discouraging. For some reason, I think I have enough energy and gas in the tank to see it to completion, and it's just like, hey man, it's just not here. I'm out. I think this painting should have been finished by now, in all honesty. I think I get it. I get that this TikTok god is ruling our world. It's in full control. But I just kind of kept adding more and more figures and concepts, which wasn't my game plan from the set. Like, I don't mind exploring and finding stuff. That's kind of my whole MO. But I had no idea that it was going to take on this kind of... I had no idea it was going to go this far and go here. And now that we're here, it's like, okay, well, I understand you want to move on, but I can't let you. There has to be some guardrails. There has to be like a boss inside your brain that goes, no, 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 no. No, 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 keep going. Tighten things up then. If you're really... I was really hard. Yesterday was really challenging for me because I'm like, I need more ideas to go into this piece. Today I'm starting out with a bit of a different strategy. It's not so much about, okay, I need to add more. I want to create like a popsicle or like an ice cream figure. Other than that, I'm like, no, okay, now it's just, I do need you to start refining. I need you to bring it all together with what you have here. I don't need you to add any more right now because it's slowing the whole train down. Sometimes the ideas just really flow and you're like, okay, now we're gonna put this, now we'll do this, now we'll do this. I was anticipating that to be the case yesterday and nothing really came. I think the fire came in yesterday. Like, it was just really a slow burn. So that kind of slowed down the train. So today it's not like, okay, let's add more stuff, let's get crazy. No, let's refine, change my mindset, change where I put my energy right off the jump. Don't really leave it open-ended. If this is all the characters that are in it, so be it. But I can't hold back anymore. There has to come a time where we switch gears, take a different approach, different strategy. Really excited about painting my next piece. That's great. That's not a bad thing, but I need to, like, don't get ahead of yourself, don't get lost. It's one of my biggest kind of hurdles is what I'm describing. I might be sounding pretty mundane and boring about it, but it's actually one of my biggest gifts and curses, where I'm just flooded with so many ideas, and they're all the best. They're $1,000,000 ideas, but I'm painting something else. So it takes like this internal discipline in order to like hold the reins, like, whoa. You've dedicated so much to this already. I need you to see it through. And there's enough on here where I wouldn't abandon it. I'm not thinking about abandoning it, but I am thinking about, okay, like closing the loop. And I can't close the loop if my mind is focused on, oh, add this, add that, add some strawberries, add the ice cream guy I was talking about. We can't close the loop if you're still in a squirrely mindset. So let's just deal with what I got here. And what I got is what you see. I got this guy. He's not ready, or like he's not finished. Let's put something on his sign. I think it'll say, let's put, we're gonna go like a weird Ernie here. Ends up covering up that button, but so be it. Here's what I'm talking about when it comes to like finishing what we got. Let's finalize this Speedo. Let's finish it. No more. Can I get to a point within reason? I always tidy stuff up like forever, but can we get to a place mentally where this tight, sensual, adorable little Speedo is finished? I don't want to worry about it anymore. I don't want to think about it anymore. So I think that's kind of my mindset. I'm pretty confident with that. Yes, I'm in this position and in this space, in this headspace, where it's like, hey, you need to finish this now. And the way to do that is just to start knocking off little things one by one. If you don't know where to go, like go to the stuff that doesn't matter. Usually those get abandoned or neglected. Don't neglect it. At least hit it. At least hit it to some capacity, because you'll be happy you did. Kind of start left to right then is also a good strategy, especially if you're right-handed. Can we finalize this lamp right now? Got the right pace. I'm not rushing. You got a good base, like the lamp is there. Does it need a little bit of depth in the shadow, or is it going to be, I think we'll add a little depth. There'll be a little here too. Oh, you guys can't see that, sorry. I'm not even going to move the camera. Give me 10 seconds. I'll show you later. Okay, can we finalize the sailboat? I didn't actually abandon the lamp for you guys because you can't see it, but there's a lamp on this side. Oh, similar to here. But I'm working left to right and just trying to like clean up anything, start to clean up all the loose ends. Still can add stuff. It's not against the law, but it's not the focus. It's not my focus today is to clean everything up. I don't want to work on the speedo anymore. The speedo is done. It's dead to me. I don't want to touch it anymore. The adorable, sensual little speedo is finished. So the only way to do that is then, you see how I jump around as it is, right? I'm a pretty disjointed individual. Gift and a curse. Too much paint on the brush. Get your brush right. Make sure that they're consistent, these little polka dots. Yeah, they might be a little ruffled. That's fine. But it's better to go, hey, there's polka dots on the speedo versus what are those? Ants? No, they're polka dots. Then you find a couple that are like bulging along the bulge. Maybe that's what this one should have been called, bulging polka dots, this live stream. That's a little too bright, but I don't know if I can swear yet. But to heck with it. Calm them down. We are trying after all. Clean off your brush. That's weird, that one. I don't like it. Let's add a little bit more depth by going deeper into the crevasse. Clean off your brush. You don't need a lot of paint. Very little paint. But I just see there's like a little bit of lines happening here where the bulge is stretching the garment. The bulge is stretching the garment. Another good title for a live stream. The bulge is stretching the garment. Oh, it comes down a little bit. Is there something peeking out? Maybe. If you look hard, you might just find a little treasure. Little mushroom. Oh, mushrooms. Oh. Okay, finish these dogs. These dogs were an absolute disaster. I don't know what I was thinking. It's like they need more and they're not going to get it. Oh, those chains fine. The belt, like the war belt, is ridiculous. Let's just put the shadows underneath these eyes. So the brightness is on top. Go for orange and white, even a little yellow. Make sure your fingers are clean. This background is all dry, so you can plant your fingers in pretty comfortably. Got to sculpt this eye once and for all. Can we finalize the skull? A little bit of a look of worry on his face, isn't there? To be expected. The light's hitting the top of the cranium, getting pushed all over. Give him some baby blues, you know the rules. I like my eyes having baby blues. Maybe looking up and towards the future. Let's add a little bit of darkness into my reddish brown. Clean off your brush, make sure it's not wet, but has some paint on it. You can just carve out these eye sockets proper. Carve out the nose proper. Take your time when you're doing like finalizing your lines and your shape. I do like the eyeballs, they were a nice addition. Probably going too bright, but let's just see. Remember, he's wet and been working hard. Defining the mustache and the beard. Really solidifying it and locking it in. Hitting those targets that are glistening the most. Grabbing a dry brush. Moving that paint around. Clean off the brush, too wet. it shouldn't dig in at all to anything else previous. Soften those edges. If it's digging in, you're either using the wrong brush or it's wet. These are addition layers, not, this is like almost like a glaze in a sense, where it's really just, and my intention is to lay it on top. Hit that skull again, lock that highlight in there. Get that neon in there. Take it easy. Not too much, but also not too little. Just right. Go a little heavier and add a little white to the green. We're going for that radioactive. Be selective, not too much, not too little. Finalize the shape of the skull and the hands as well. Kind of going brighter in the background, but conservatively. I want this part of the background to be more illuminated than the rest of the background. Not a lot of paint. There's liquid in there and it's the same color, it's just more, there's more white in there. I'm just using the paint that I put on there and moving it around. So that way it's kind of working with the background layer. And you kind of thin it out, so you're getting this like kind of top coat that very similar to a glaze, but there's just not that much liquid, but it's just not very thick. And because you're going on top of a dry layer, you're just like adjusting the tint of and the value to a degree, but like the tint of the wall. And then as you go out, you can kind of add some color that's not as bright. Like, so I chose here to be the brightest, and here's like a subtly, almost basically the same color, but it is not as bright as down here. All right, so it's like a subtle gradient coming out. Usually when you have like multiple colors and you have these different variations, my logic is always just, you're just building depth, right? So here is the strong, like here's the focal point by bringing out these brightness, like brightness of the wall, like the light's hitting here the hardest. And so now it gives like a depth of field and gives it more depth dimension in theory. These padding strokes also give it like a wall texture. You see I'm not like brushing like this. No, it's these lightly padded, not a lot of paint, strokes. You can also immediately detect if you're going in the wrong direction. Again, I'm going to use my logic and my game plan. This is subtly a little less bright. Still carving and like finalizing the shape of the helmet and some of these donuts. I find it to be actually too bright still. I really want to move it, but I don't like that color. Let's see here. Finalizing the shape of that arm. Yeah, the color's not quite right. Let's see what we got to do here. That's more like that yellow ochre in there. Less peach, but let's move it around before I get too excited. Solidify that donut here. If you're not sure, just go back to your normal color that you were using, and which I'm doing now. The other color I was just putting on, there was too much yellow ochre. So let's go the other way. I don't want to go that direction. You want enough to really also make your point. So you go from like, hey, is that a mistake? Like you're just covering up something, to no, the wall is brighter in the middle, clearly. Like you're identifying something, like you're clearly identifying, describing, it's a better word. You're clearly describing something. It's not like an afterthought or kind of like a mistake. It's like, no, the wall is brighter here. 100% commit. So you can make that description, you can tell the story. It's a subtlety, but for me it's like, okay, these are the final stages of the painting. We do need to work on that. We need to clean up these donuts. We need to add the highlight on the wall. What happens when we go too dark? Add a little white, but I like it. It's less yellow ochre-y and more. Yeah, that's good. I just noticed when my hand goes in front of the camera, I just saw it. It's pretty disrupting. I guess I gotta move the camera to the side a little bit, and then it also might be a little more clear. Because you see, if I do this, that's not even that accurate. Still not accurate. How the painting actually looks from what the camera is. There's a difference. It's more there's more contrast in the actual painting than what you're kind of seeing on screen. Even cleaning up some of that neon. Yeah, I think I'll move the camera next time. I do like it faced on so you can see it clearly, but I really think you're getting, oh shit, it's distracting with my hand when it goes like this. And I don't think you're getting the real colors. Cut around those donuts for once and for all. Not a lot of paint on the brush. Get the shadow underneath the painting right. Starts to get dark over here, so be careful. The colors go up the wall a bit. They don't just stop, but they get just weaker. They don't stop, they just get weaker. But definitely commit to some things I'm actually pretty good at when it comes to like finishing it. Like I really can't abandon this mode of the background and come to it later. That's not really a good strategy. You saw me working around like, okay, let me finish this, let me finish this. That's a little different. But when it comes to like something larger and almost like, I guess just larger, like a larger project, let's get that wrapped up. I don't want to work. There's always little loose ends, like little things that need to be adjusted, but for the most part, I don't want to touch this background again. This is it. You can really tidy up those donuts too. Doesn't stop, it just gets weaker. Then what we might even do to get crazy, let's get crazy. We're gonna hit this even a little harder. Yeah, that's right. We're going harder. No one saw that coming. Is the helmet fine? Yeah, I think so. Are the donuts good? Yeah. Donuts are easy to kind of clean up if I have to, even after the background. Kind of just like tinker around the edges of them. A little brightness up here. The helmet kind of digs right into the background. That's cool. You can kind of fade some of the lines, soften everything. That's a strong. Same with the face. Some of the lines are really clear cut, and some of the lines, the edges rather, are a little indistinguishable. You'll see a lot of great, if you look at some of the masters, they did that exceptionally well. They pick and choose what you see. What's clear, what's blurry, what's indistinguishable. Don't get carried away. This is me over here is getting a little carried away. Might have to tidy that up. I might be messing with you guys because you can't see that. Alex, what's happening? Kind of learned quite a bit about this fire so far. I've done like very comic book style fires or illustrative fires, or like surreal or exaggerated representational, impressionistic, like kind of fires. Files. Release the files. Because I can't remember the last fire I painted. And yesterday I just had too much of this white. It just was just a big ball of white that just wasn't working at all. Then there's like a brownie orange that's happening. Especially around the edges. I found like almost like every layer of application is like too much or too little. It's weird. But it's good. I'm happy, like, learning. There are sprinkles on the donuts, so let's see what happens there. Sometimes you have to like imply certain things, and sometimes you need to spell it out. They're almost like speckles, so in theory, yes, they're like little, what are those, like little tic-tac oval shape, but speckles or sparkles are fine too. They need yellow more than anything, I think. Can we finalize this here? This frame and boat painting. Clean up any lines or any of the shape that's not working. Keep complaining about the dogs, so let's see what happens if we give them some attention. It gotta be different from the skin, otherwise it'll be a colossal disaster. Feel like it needs more, but it's just not happening. More dogs, more dogs. There's also shadows here underneath the dogs. There's also some shadow here. Shadow under the chain. Shadow in the cleavage. The cleavage shadow. Shadow of the cleavage. And you have like two tiered shadows. So you have your outer shadow and then inner shadow. The inner shadow's darker. Some of these donuts have some shadow. In theory, I guess the shadow's coming this way. Remember I told you I tried to make the arm and the background indistinguishable, but here doesn't work. This needs to be defined. I think we're gonna add a sparkle in his eye. Get your brush right. You need some pretty tight brush marks. finalize this arm. Say the arm's like one of my favorite things of this piece. It's a good takeaway. Like, I really like it. I've looked at some of my other electronic pieces that I've done in the last 6-7 months. I'd say this is strong, even in comparison to some of my other works that I was really proud of. That's a good takeaway. And when I first put it in, it was absolute trash. If you go back, I think I even have some videos of it from this week. If you go back, you'll see the arm. When I put it in, it was just, nah, that's not that good, sir. Like, so then you second guess it. But now it has a little more life. Looks a little more mechanical, more intentional. I think there might be some glistening on the dogs. I think the dogs are glistening. Or are they charred? Or is it both? Glistening dogs in the humid air. Hitting some of these highlights on the donuts a little harder. It's good. I like it. Just not everywhere, I think. Easy to get carried away. Keep picking away at these. Pick your spots on these, on this chain. It doesn't come together typically in one go. most paintings don't, right? Like, you just keep building on it, almost like layers of like a house. There's a lot of nuance in this fire. Even thinking if I had to paint this fire again, what would I do differently? This guy's important, so make him important. Don't shy away or neglect. Commit to the bit. That's it.